Hi, welcome to Ray at the Movies, and welcome to my 25 Days of Christmas series, where I review a movie every day for the whole 25 days. Alright, now I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pull this off, but looks like I'm going to be able to, because I've seen some of these movies that are on the list so many times throughout the years that I don't need to sit down and watch them. Now, I did have to sit down and watch this movie, Krampus, because it's been a while since I've seen it. The movie came out December 4th, 2015. Now, I was not able to see the movie when it came out, but I did rent it on digital form, or buy it, sorry, and I really liked it. It's a great movie with a great cast of actors that do a really superb job, and I really like the movie. So, let's go into what's going to be an interesting cast, because I can't pronounce some of these people's names. So please, I'm not very good at pronouncing names too well, or even saying some of the dialogue I have to say for the trivia. And I'm grateful that you've been so good about that. I try not to butcher people's names, but I can't help it. I have a hard time pronouncing names. Alright, so let's get to it. Let's get to the cast. M.J. Anthony, who is in the Divergent series Insurgent, The Jungle Book live action, Bad Mom, Replicas, Adam Scott, Hellraiser, Bloodline, Star Trek First Contact, High Crimes, Madam Web. I didn't know he was in Bloodline. I gotta rewatch that. I didn't know he was in First Contact. I gotta rewatch that. Toni Collette, The Sixth Sense, Knives Out, Nightmare Alley, Hereditary, David Kushner, Wag the Dog, Dirty Work, The Man on the Moon, Out Cold, Alison Tolman, Addicted to Fresno, The Gift, Barracuda, The House, Stefana Livy Owen, The Lovely Bones, Coming Through the Rye, All We Had, The Cat in the Moon, Christina Stadler, After Midnight, Dear Carl, Cinderella, Tempo, Conchette Farrell, Network, Heartland, Mystic Pizza, Edward Scissorhands. Directed by Michael Dougherty, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Trick or Treat, Dead Time Stories. Written by Todd Casey, Green Lantern, The Ember Knights, Iron Man and Captain America, Heroes United, A Trash Truck Christmas, Michael Dougherty, X2, X-Men United, Urban Legends, Bloody Mary, Superman Returns, Trick or Treat, Zach Shields, Cost of the Summer, I Don't Want to Be Your Love, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, music by Douglas Pipes, Awaken the Shadow Man, The Babysitter, The Monster House, Trick or Treat the Story. When his dysfunctional family clashes over the holidays, young Max gets disillusioned and turns his back on Christmas. Meanwhile, this lack of festive spirit unleashes the wrath of Krampus, a demonic force of ancient evil intent on punishing non-believers. All hell breaks loose as beloved holiday icons take a monstrous life of their own, laying siege to the fractured family's home and forcing them to fight for one another if they hope to survive. While the holiday season represents the most magical time of year, ancient European folklore warns of Krampus, horned beast who punishes naughty children of Christmas time. When dysfunctional family squabbling causes young Max to lose his festive spirit, it unleashes the wrath of the fearsome demon. As Krampus lays siege to the Ingle home, mom, pop, sister, and brother must band together to save one another from a monstrous fate. Trivia. Now, take some of this with a grain of salt, because I don't know what is actually true. The film was originally to release on November 25th, but pushed back to December 4th to coincide with Krampus, a traditional Australian festival held on December 5th that celebrates the Krampus coming to punish naughty children. The visible breath in the cold exteriors was done digitally, but a major component of it involved filming real people in freezers reading dialogue for the scenes. The breath was then isolated and added optically into the shots. The Krampus final design was distilled from various postcards and illustrations of the creature over the years. Krampus is a huge part of Australian and German folklore. In Australia and southern Germany, they have Krampus runs, where grown-up men dress up as Krampuses and parade through the city streets and scare children. Michael Dougherty describes the Krampus in this film as Santa Claus's shadow. He is not the unstoppable monster that kicks down your door and rampages and grabs you. There is something darkly playful about him. He's having a good time at what he does, and he enjoys the cat and mouse aspect of it. They made a point of having the film's first act be strictly a Christmas movie before having it turn towards horror and dark fantasy. When Tom speaks with his mother, he does not speak standard German, but Australian dialect. The Krampus is the most associated with Australia. Many of Krampus's minions are also real Christmas winter folk figures in European cultures, such as the Yale goat. The creatures with Icelandic names are named after the Icelandic Yale lads who are said to visit homes each of the 13 nights before Christmas. The goal of the film was to tell a modern-day morality tale using the Krampus tradition, and it was in part a response to today's defanged retellings of classic tales by the likes of Disney and others. Michael Dougherty originally wanted to use the Universal logo from 1980 at the very start of the film. Original outlines for the film felt too much like a horror film and relied on Krampus picking people off throughout the town. They eventually brought it forward into being a Christmas movie involving a child's wish leading his family into darkness. In Max's letter to Santa, his full name is Max Ignal. The name Ignal is the German word for angel. This hints at his family's Australian heritage. In the cutscene, the fathers hear a blizzard warning for the central Ohio areas that covers Franklin County, Delaware County, Romana Falls, and Warren Valley. While Franklin and Delaware counties are real and places the film somewhere in near the greater Columbus metro, Romana Falls is in reality in Oregon, not Ohio. Warren Valley is the fictional town where Michael Dougherty's Trick or Treat took place. Michael Dougherty is okay with the film's PG-13 rating, but he says Trick or Treat 2 will return to being a hard R. Can't wait for Trick or Treat 2. At the beginning of the film, the TV in the kitchen is showing a news broadcast with a scroll saying, "Season's Greetings, Season's Greetings," was a 1996 animated short film directed by Michael Dougherty that introduced Sam, the demonic Halloween spirit from Dougherty's cult classic, Trick or Treat. The opening credit sequence, a slow-motion look at Black Friday mayhem, was the only scene shot on location. It was filmed in a New Zealand apartment store. When the power goes out on the street, you can see clear the Amityville house. Now, I gotta rewatch that to see if that is the case. If that is the case, that'd be awesome and cool. A little trivia there. The film's Krampus is intentionally designed in its shadowed and cowled face to resemble death, and is wearing a mask, not the performer, but Krampus himself. Michael Dougherty won't say whose face he's wearing. I really like this film. I like the direction it goes, how it's scary but fun. Kids can actually watch this. It is PG-13, so there's some things that are scared. As I was watching this movie, my wife says, "Okay, it's time for me to go." So she, but yeah, I really like this movie. I give it 3.5 out of 5 because it's not a perfect movie. There's some parts I didn't like, but overall, I really like this and highly recommend you check this movie out. Now, Scream Factory has a director's cut that they have released, and I haven't seen it. I don't own it, so I can't really say what's the difference. Now, I heard when they released the movie on 4K Steelbook that they added the theatrical version, but I have no idea. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Okay. Okay. Here we go. It's called the Naughty Cut. And let's see, from what I understand, it has the, oh, there's nothing saying about the theatrical version as well. Just the Naughty Cut. So I have no idea if this is an R-rated cut or what. So with that, I'm out of here. You have a good rest of your day. God bless. Bye.